Retirement looks calm from the outside, peaceful, and even joyful. But what many people don't realize is that retirement can deliver powerful psychological shocks that arrive without warning. Not because something has gone wrong, but because no one ever explains what retirement actually does to the human mind. One of the first psychological shocks retirees experience is the sudden loss of structure. For decades, life followed a predictable rhythm. Mornings had purpose, days had direction. Time was measured by responsibilities. Retirement removes that structure overnight. At first, the freedom feels exciting, but soon, many retirees feel disoriented. Days blur together, motivation fades. Without structure, the mind struggles to stay grounded. Another major shock is identity loss. Work doesn't just provide income, it provides identity. Titles, roles, and responsibilities shape how people see themselves and how they are seen by others. When retirement removes that role, many retirees feel invisible. Conversations change, introductions feel awkward. Without realizing it, they begin to question their relevance and value. This identity shock often triggers a deeper emotional response, a decline in self-worth. Society quietly ties value to productivity. When productivity ends, many retirees subconsciously believe their usefulness ended too. This belief slowly erodes confidence and joy. Even in people who were once highly capable and respected. Pro tip: your worth was never tied to your job title. Retirement doesn't erase your value, but it does require you to redefine it. Another psychological shock is loneliness. Work provided daily social interaction, even for those who didn't consider themselves social. Conversations, shared goals, and teamwork created connection. After retirement, those interactions disappear. Friends may still be working, social circles shrink. Loneliness doesn't always feel dramatic, it often feels like quiet isolation, which can be harder to recognize and address. Anxiety is another unexpected shock. Many retirees assume stress will vanish once work ends. Instead, new worries take its place. Concerns about health, finances, aging, and the future become louder. Living on a fixed income can create constant low-level anxiety. When every day is wide open, decision fatigue sets in. Simple questions like "what should I do today?" become exhausting. Without goals, the mind drifts, and drifting often leads to dissatisfaction. Depression can emerge quietly after retirement, not always as sadness, but as numbness, irritability, or loss of interest. Many retirees don't recognize these signs because they don't match their idea of depression. They simply feel off and don't understand why. This emotional numbness is one of the most misunderstood psychological shocks of retirement. Health changes amplify mental stress. Retirement often coincides with aging-related limitations. Energy levels decrease, physical pain increases, medical appointments become more frequent. When the body can no longer keep up with plans, frustration and grief surface. Retirees may feel needed less often, which can quietly affect emotional well-being. If life felt meaningful before, retirement can expand that meaning. There is wisdom in ancient teachings that remind us each season of life requires renewal of the mind. When one role ends, another must begin. Another shock is realizing that rest alone isn't fulfilling. Rest restores energy, but meaning sustains mental health. If you're approaching retirement, prepare for these psychological shifts now. Build routines. Develop interests beyond work. Practice defining yourself without your job title. If you're already retired and experiencing these shocks, understand this: you are not weak, ungrateful, or broken. You are human. You are adapting to one of life's biggest psychological transitions. The mind needs purpose, connection, and growth at every age. Retirement doesn't remove those needs, it makes them more important. Here at After Retirement, we talk about the truths others avoid so you can protect your mind, your purpose, and your peace in this next chapter of life.